Hey, Fire, how's it going? Sorry, I'm just I'm just gonna post this on X and then I will get started. Okay. Um, Fire, can you hear me talking? Does the headphones sound like does it sound like it's coming from my headphones or whoever's in the chat? And then does the video look good? Sounds clear and looks good. Okay, awesome. Okay, I did a long live stream last night when I first got this. So this is gonna be my first time using version 14.1, but like in the actual daylight. I'm gonna try as many like unique and interesting things as people and I can think of. So if there's anything you want to see or tested, please let me know. Um, a couple of things I can't test. I can't test Smart Summon um, because that's not McDonald's. Um, it uses my phone, and then I'll do my best to find potholes and stuff. But that's obviously like a little bit difficult. Okay, so for major differences that I've noticed so far, the software is like didn't you sleep? I slept for like 2 hours, I think. I got into bed last night around 5:30 or 6 in the morning, and it's 9:30 in the morning. So I had like a few hours of sleep, but by the time I woke up, I was like, when my wife woke up, I wanted to get up. Stop sign behavior is still pretty slow, unfortunately. Double stopping at stop signs does seem to be fixed, but like stopping and like, look how long it takes us to get to zero. And now we're finally at zero. So I haven't had any double stops. I've had weird like micro stutters after it tries to go, but double stopping is fixed. It is just unfortunate that, in my opinion, we're taking too long to come to that full stop. Hello from Montreal. Great video last night. Watched it all night. Oh, thanks, David. It was fun. I think at one point there was like 1,500 people in total watching, and then there's 5,000 total views throughout the night. So yeah, it was amazing. It was really fun to do that. Like I loved doing the live stream. Like part of it is hard because I worry that I'm not delivering like a polished product to you guys, but it's really cool to get to like interact in real time with everybody and like also discover so much of this along the way with you guys because it was my very first time seeing this software. So every little quirk you guys saw me see for the first time. Vasco, Europe is so far behind. They don't let us use this here. That is honestly very crazy to me. Like, I have to imagine Europe is going to pass a law soon to allow it because it's getting to be too good. Like, it goes door to door with the push of a button. And yeah, it's not perfect, but it's not dangerous. Have you been up all night? No, I just woke up. How far am I from Vancouver? I mean, I could go to Vancouver if people want to watch a bunch of highway driving. I am an hour and 18 minutes. Like I worry that a lot. Well, a bunch of that's going to be. I'll head that way. I'll head towards Vancouver because downtown is going to be a lot of like good driving, I think. And good morning, Rebellioner. Thank you again for all the donations last night. That was incredibly kind of you. So, what's been the vibe? Better than 13.2.9? I don't know. Like my like sentiments last night were, and by the way, for people that don't understand, the driving profiles now are here. So I can press this. I can choose sloth, chill, standard, or hurry, and then I can also choose what the car is going to do when it arrives. So at destination, I can say park, and then I can tell it where to park, street, parking garage, things like that. So there is no more using the wheel to change the max or min speed for FSD. You're kind of just like locked into whatever the speed profile tells you. There is also no more auto steer or autopilot, and there is no speed offset in here. So you have full self driving, and that's it with nothing else. Yeah, sorry to fully answer the question. Better than 13.2.9. It's a mixed bag. Like this driving is all very, very, very much better. There's just little quirks in version 14.1 with like harsh braking that I got a few times last night that made me think that the software wasn't quite ready for wide release. But that was also 3 in the morning and it was in a few tricky situations. Maybe today, after experiencing it during the day, I'll have a different opinion. Does the wheel change the profile? Yeah. So like scrolling this will change the profile. So I'm on chill. Like going up or down on this changes it. Hurry, standard, chill. And then also like going left and right on this thing changes the profile too, which is kind of funny because you have 3 ways now to do the same thing. I can change the profile here. I can change the profile by scrolling, and I can change the profile by like going left and right. So I think they'll find a better use for this button. I think I don't know if scrolling is better or using the left and right, but it's silly to have both do it. Rebellion, curious if it does better with more cars on the road and daylight. I would assume so. Like I do think that FSD takes a lot of guidance from vehicles in front of it and around it, and obviously, like in the daytime, it can just see better. So I think it'll be more confident and more smooth during the day. And hi, Jesper. So we're driving to Vancouver. I mean, maybe I'll just go towards it because it's an hour 13 and it's a lot of like, there's going to be a lot of like, this traffic will be very boring for people to watch. So maybe I'll just take the highway somewhere else. I did want to grab a McDonald's because I wanted a coffee. So let me start with that. Jim, what is your day job? Just curious, since you being a techie person, I'm a photographer and videographer, and I do drone stuff. So I'm self-employed, and I just do media. And so yeah, very very techie, like I always have been. And so it's very fortunate that like my job allows me to do this. I'm allowed to stay up until 5 in the morning on some random Tuesday and not work on a random Wednesday. I don't even know what day of the week it is, Tuesday or Wednesday. And as well, yeah, like I'm super into tech. I always have been growing up. So that's why when I got my Tesla a year or so ago, 2 years ago now, full self-driving immediately hooked me. Like from a technology standpoint, I think what's happening is mind-numbingly incredible, and it bothers me that every single person on this road that's driving manually doesn't understand how cool this is. Jesper, $10 donation. Here's to the coffee. You're very kind, Jesper. Thank you so much. I will definitely use that to grab a coffee. and breakfast here in a second. So thank you very much for the donation. Oh, okay. See, like we slammed on the brakes right there. And I don't know why. Like we were quite far from the car in front of us, and the car just like lurched on the brakes. And that happened a bunch last night too. And I don't know what causes it, to be honest with you. I hope auto steer and traffic aware cruise control being gone means they'll bring it back in a later update based on the FSD mode. Yeah, Ben, that's what people are saying is maybe those modes are gone and they're going to get the same like end-to-end brain that FSD has. A small thought popped in my head last night is like, I don't think this is the case. Like maybe they uninstalled auto steer and traffic aware cruise control to like literally make room for this model because they talk about 14.1 being so big, and maybe they're just like, hey, take out auto steer, take away traffic cruise control, let's just make this fit on the computer and then we'll work on refining it later. I don't actually think that's the case, so let's not start rumors, but that was something that like popped in my head this morning when I woke up because I don't know why they would just completely gray it out and remove it for me otherwise. Tim Tampa. Hey, Devin. Hey, Tim. How's it going? Jesper asked, I think I passed out during a live stream last night and I might have missed it. How is the logic if I tell it to park in a parking lot at something like a Walmart? It's really good. So Walmart worked really well last night. By the way, we're in yeah. This is where I miss being able to scroll up my speed because in standard we were going basically exactly the speed limit, and I would want to go just a little bit quicker, but maybe we'll go faster here now. Like I'd want to go more like 65 or 66, very minor. Okay, it's getting up to it. Um, yeah, the logic for parking lots is pretty good. Like we did Walmart and I chose curbside, and so it like parked me right at the front of the store, right by the curb. And then another time I chose parking lot, and it kind of just like nestled further into the parking lot, and found an open space. And it's done both. It's like nose in parked and it's back in parked, so it does both types of parking. And then there's a lot more like nuanced warnings that FSD gives now. Like the it'll say hands-free mode on or hands-free mode off. It'll tell me to like that I need to pay more attention to the road in a different way than it ever has before. So the nag is still definitely there. It's also just a little bit different. Like see FSD supervised hands-free mode on. That's a new message that's never said that before. Oh, zoom in on my browser. That would actually be a good idea to make the chat bigger. Okay, when I get to McDonald's here in 8 minutes, I'll do that. Thank you, Tim. Gizmo, do you pay for subscription or do you have it bought? I pay $99 a month for FSD. There's probably a world where full self-driving goes unsupervised and the subscription price goes up and I kick myself for not buying it. It's just a lot of money, especially here in Canada, because our dollar is weaker, so it costs more. And it's also really scary to have like a $10,000 piece of software tied to a car that if somebody rear ends me and writes off the car and I'm not able to transfer that subscription away, I lose that money and insurance doesn't include that. So that's been my like justification for doing the $99 a month. Rebellionaire 999. On the way to Vancouver, you could exit numerous times and see how well it does with exits. Also curious how behavior is on the highway, if at all. Bummer on the brakes. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely probably right after this start heading towards Vancouver. And you're right, I'll just pop into different cities to keep the content more dynamic along the way. So thank you very much for the $10 donation. Really appreciate it, Rebellionaire. Is there an official way to join the early access program in Canada, or is it by invite only? Uh, this is an invite only thing. I don't really think there's many people in Canada with it, to be honest. Um, it's just a very small group of people that Tesla has to test before the software goes more like wide released. As for like the drive, this all feels very, very good. Feels like 13.2.9, but just slightly more confident and smoother and just, I don't know how to explain it. Like 13.2.9 was very good. So in a lot of ways, like the like mundane driving, like all this like simple stuff feels very similar because it was very good before and it's very good now. The big differences that I've noticed are going to be like parking lots and things like that. So, and obviously like object detection on the road is going to be a big one. Born and raised in the Lower Mainland, living in SoCal now, enjoying your scenery. Yeah, Lower Mainland is beautiful. It's this is a cool spot. Vancouver. I'm in Langley technically, but British Columbia is a beautiful spot to live and get to drive around in. I'm pretty lucky. Did you see Dirty Tesla's tweet that the bumper camera seems to be used? I did see that, and that's honestly very fascinating to me. I don't have a front bumper camera, and Dirty Tesla on his Model Y, he like threw a piece of tape or something over his, and FSD kind of gave him a warning saying like, "Hey, like you're covering a camera, don't do that." So that's very clear that the model is using that bumper camera, but also is capable of operating without it, like it is for me. It'd be really interesting for someone to like test a Model 3 and Model Y side by side because there's certain scenarios last night that it really felt like it was struggling to not have that front vision where it would go forward and like lurch onto the brakes earlier than it needed to or back up in spots where it didn't have to because it could have gone. We just pumped the brakes. And I'm curious if that would all be resolved in a Model Y with the front bumper camera. Watching from the Philippines, that is very cool. Watching from Portugal. It's crazy how many people aren't in North America watching this. Like last night, there's a bunch of people from Korea and things like that. So it's really neat to see you guys from all over the place. Jason Reynolds, wow, you're live again. Hope you got some sleep. I didn't. I got like 2.5 hours of sleep. So just enough sleep to get to McDonald's, grab a coffee, and get out and drive again. Okay, so I would wake. There's this car. Really good job. And then I would go. Oh, it should have. Weird. Okay, and it's like, so we should have gone there. It started and then it hesitated, and then it's again that like braking that it feels like nothing like 13.2.9 ever did, where it would go and it kind of like pulse the brake, and then decided to go. So that was very hesitant, which was strange. Watching from Tsawwassen. Oh, there you go. That's more local. Okay, so I have this set on parking lot. So what we should do now is we've arrived at our destination, and it's basically just going to find a parking spot, probably as close to the door as it can, and it will park for us. So let's see what it does here. So yeah, there's some spots here. I think it's just going to nose in. It won't even back in. Perfect. Cool. Really good job. And you can see I'll bring up the cameras. Like we're basically bang on centered. We're like a little bit to the right, but this guy's also a lot to the like this guy is way worse parked than we are. And it almost seems like the car is like compensating for that by pushing us over there. Hello from Juneau, Alaska. That's very cool. Where FSD is not needed because we have roads. I go up to Alaska pretty much every year to go fishing. I grew up in the Yukon, so I have been to Alaska lots. I go to Haines. It's a great spot up there. watching from North Van. I'm heading your way, North Vancouver person. Okay, so I'm going to put in a destination that gets us like across the bridge. Why don't we go? We'll go to this supercharger. And then you'll see actually, because the way it works, because it's a supercharger, it understands and it'll back itself into the parking spot, which is really good too. So I'm going through the drive-thru though, just to grab a coffee. FSD doesn't really do a good job with drive-thrus. So I'll try and show it to you guys and how it does, but chat and car browser, please. I just want to have this full screen rather than half and half the chat. I feel like that's cleaner for you guys. I'd rather just leave the chat down here. I don't know. That's what I think. And I'll try and show you what FSD does through here. So I'm going to enable FSD now. So we're now in FSD, and let's see if it stops at the sign. Can I get a medium double, please? No. Thank you. Okay, so we should go after this car. I'm not going to touch anything. Hopefully FSD goes. We're not going. Okay, I'm just going to touch the pedal. And you can also see this new blue glow under the car. So I let the pedal go. Okay, car's back. So it's good. It like came up to that sign and it stopped. But then, oh, how am I going to pay? Oh, this is awkward. One sec. I got to use the phone. 1 second. Hey there. Yeah. Thank you. Hear me now? Is that better? Yes, yes. Okay, sorry about that. When I put it in and out of the thing, it messes up here. Let me, 1 sec. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, I think we're back. Okay, so you guys can hear me again? We're all good? Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in on my chat. 1 second here. Um, okay. Sorry, almost done here. Holy, okay. It's a little bit. 1 sec, 1 sec. Let me try this. YouTube. Okay, I am headed off now. Sorry about that. So that is one thing for anybody that hasn't seen that's changed. Start full self-driving is just a button. So you don't press and hold, you just tap this button once. So tap the button, it goes instantly. Okay, so this is a pretty big unprotected left-hand turn. So we don't really even have like a middle area to sit in. I would go right now though. We got lucky with no traffic. Great job on the live stream, Starlink. No, this is just my cell phone, and fortunately, cell signal seems decent here. This coffee is thank you to Jesper and Rebellionaire for the donations this morning. So, cheers. For any like Canadians, McDonald's Monopoly is back. I think it just started today, even because I didn't see it yesterday. So that's pretty fun. Have you tested Summon? I haven't, but I was hearing from a few people that it's the thing. There's no changes. So I haven't tested it. McDonald's coffee is awesome. It genuinely is my favorite coffee. Like not only is it cheaper than Starbucks, it is just, in my opinion, better. Will FSD version 14 come to hardware 3? I don't know, is the honest answer. Maybe. Though it sounds like they're pretty constrained even on hardware 4, but who knows? Where are you headed to in Vancouver? I don't know yet. Right now, I just have a supercharger in Coquitlam that I'm heading to, because then you guys can see how the car handles parking. And after that, we'll see. I'll just kind of like nose around and make my way towards the city while trying not to do like just big stretches of only highway driving. Hardware 3 is stuck at FSD 12, likely not coming to it. Yeah, who knows? 14 doesn't seem worth the hype. I think 14 is incredible. it is very, very, very good. And like the destination and arrival options, the pothole detection, things like that are all incredible. There are some small issues that I've mentioned, but I think what they've done has taken a lot of work and it's very impressive to see it. So I think 309 days, people were just going to build this up to be something bigger than what it was going to. Like, there was no way for Tesla to win. So, yeah. Okay. This is my big thing. We're on the highway now. I don't like how FSD version 13 handles follow distance. This is really good. We're in standard mode. We are, when I count the time, it's me counting like the car is going to pass something on the road. And I'm going to count distance. So we're 1,002. We're about 2 seconds behind this car. That's about the minimum amount of follow distance I'd want. But at that distance, I feel really comfortable with how the car is handling itself. So 2 second follow distance is great. Nice job by the car. I hope that we don't end up getting closer and tailgating at this speed. Does it avoid potholes now? Yes. I haven't had it run into an exact pothole, but I put things on the road that looked like potholes and the car went around it. Something for BC people that use FSD that would care. I wish that it used the HOV lane because we're allowed to use the HOV lane, and yeah, it won't. Like, I'm gonna put it over there right now and see what it does. Like, I signaled, and yeah, it did this weird like half dodge because I don't think it wants to go over the white line. Yeah, I'll try now. So I hope it stays in this lane because as an EV driver, you have access to this lane, and it's just a lot better for like traveling long distances. Sorry if I've already commented on this. What are your thoughts on the new speed modes versus previous max settings? I don't know. I think it's cool to have like the new sloth mode where you can basically tell the car to only ever go the speed limit. I think it's strange to have taken away our option to choose our max and min speed with the scroll wheel, to be honest with you. This wheel, you can't adjust the speed. So I'm in hurry now, I'm in standard, I'm in chill. This changes the speed profile. It does not change the speed. So there is no option to change the speed profile. Are you using hurry mode currently? Currently, I'm in standard. So that's the mode that I would hope would work most times. Okay, we got a cop on the side of the road here. That's fine. Great to see distance is better. Curious when the front car brakes, does FSD? Okay, like, see, we're for no reason trying to get into that lane. Like, not only is the fast lane have people in it, but we should just be settled in the HOV lane. Great to see distance. Thanks for doing this. Yep, no worries. You're welcome. So I could see, because in 3 kilometers we are going to take an exit. We're going to go into Coquitlam. So at the next break in this white line, I would expect full self-driving to want to start going over to stage itself for the exit. So we'll see. Yeah, Jason, it's only electric vehicles. We get like a sticker, though they got rid of that recently, but electric vehicles are able to ride in the HOV lane, even with one person. People complain about it quite a bit, to be honest with you. Will it stay in HOV on hurry mode? Maybe, but and see, this is what I don't like. We're in standard mode and we're speeding by 17 kilometers, which might not sound like much. It's way more than I like. So I'm going to put it back to chill. I don't want to go more than 10 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. Like, you will very easily get a ticket. Somebody back there just got pulled over. We're going 118. I'm in chill. So we're going very fast and chill. That's the like, besides going to sloth. Okay, we're slowing down a little bit, but that's probably because the car in front of us. So I'm going to put it in sloth, and now the car is going to just go down to 100. Because that's kind of how sloth works. Like, sloth will only ever go as fast as the speed limit, which is great. But I also think chill should be closer to like 5 to 10 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. Wait, are you still on from the morning? No, I just got back on a few minutes ago. Does version 14 still ask for preferences? No, there is no more speed offset. So the only options you have now are the speed profiles, and there is no more speed offset within this. So when you're driving, your speed profile is the only thing that dictates how fast the car does or does not go. Um, it's funny, the car's like trying to signal and like go over this white line, but then clearly it has like some logic built in that it shouldn't cross white lines. So twice now it's like made a move to go over that white line and then like pulled back. And it did that last night too. I like Optimus on the charging pad. The charging pad is from Jawa, and Optimus I got on Tesla's website. But this is a great wireless charging pad. See, I would say that I'm a little disappointed in how the speed profiles are handling the highway. I would hope that chill wouldn't speed as much as it does. So I'm going to put it back in chill and check. So we're now going the speed limit. I just changed it to chill. Speed limit's 80. I would hope in chill we don't go any faster than 90. Yeah, Dylan, totally agree with you on your thoughts about speed. I want to go up to 9 kilometers an hour faster and less in the school zone, and it should pin to the limit. That's exactly how I want the car to behave as well. And I'm a little disappointed that's not what version 14 is doing. You can see we're in chill and we're going 14 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. We just crossed into 90 now, though, so that can change. But now that we're in a 90, we're going 97, 98, 99. I don't want to go any faster than 100, hopefully. So huge improvements, yes or no? I don't know. It's going to be one of those like 10 steps forward, 1 step back, maybe type thing. Like there's a lot of things that are better about this version, and there are definitely some things that are worse. Um, like I was just saying, the ability to not be able to like choose my speed more granularly is kind of bothering me. And there has been several like phantom brake issues that I've experienced even today. Has lane placement improved in regards to exits? I haven't had a chance yet to experience that to see. Closer to my home at Coquitlam. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm gonna stop at the chargers at IKEA in Coquitlam just to show how the car handles it. I'm curious if the phantom brake will reduce once you have your cameras cleaned. I would have thought so, and I was going to get that done first thing this morning. Except for other drivers like Chris and JD were having the same phantom braking issues last night. So it kind of makes me think it isn't my camera. Are you navigating to the Coquitlam Superchargers at the north side of the highway one? The north, yeah, I'm going to the north one, the one that goes through like TNT and everything. So I'm also curious to see how it's going to handle this. Put it in sloth mode. Yeah, I mean, so like I'm complaining about speeding. So sure, like people can say the fix is to put it in sloth mode, which it is right now. But now we're going bang on 80, which is also just as weird as going like 20 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. Maybe I'm wrong in saying this, but like kind of the golden rule I feel is you speed between like 5 and 8 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. Going exactly the speed limit, especially on the highway, is really weird. But then going anything on 10 kilometers an hour over becomes legally very weird. So we're wanting to get over, and the car's doing a good job. 400 meters out. It needs to just commit. It needs to commit. It needs to commit. It needs to commit. And it's not. Ugh. I mean, I appreciate that it was like slowing down and trying to get over when it did, but there was a huge gap. Like this person was letting us in, and we just kind of like were hanging out forever. So, do you notice any improvement on the visualizations? Last night, I think I noticed that the visualizations, when you're like going basically 1 kilometer an hour, seem more detailed. Like the occupancy network is like looking and seeing more, but I could be wrong. I'll test this. This I don't notice any difference. Just that when you're going really really slow and it switches more to like kind of like a 3D mode where it's drawing the world with the camera. How has the nag improved? The nag is not improved at all. The nag's the exact same. Are your car and account both in Canada? Yep. I'm a Canadian with a Canadian car and I have a Canadian account. How does it do with school zones? That's a really good question. I want to test that this morning. So maybe after this, I'll kind of like find a school on the way to Vancouver and see what we can do. Last night, the car wasn't adhering to the speed limits, but last night it was 2 in the morning, and maybe the car knew that and knew that it could go faster because it technically wasn't a school zone. Supercharger, and the car, when I put in the supercharger, it understands that it's a charger, and so it knows that it's looking for a supercharger and it's going to back into it. Like you can see if I hit this button, it says at destination park, and a charger is selected. So it knows that when it gets here, it's going to look for a charger and back in. So you'll see we're going to get here. It's going to look for an open charger and it's going to back in and it's going to park itself there, which is really cool. In New York State, most speeds are 55, 65. People drive 70, 80. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. In Canada, I feel like people drive closer to the speed limit. In the States, no disrespect. I feel like you guys are slightly more like the Wild West and there's more speeding. Um, like people absolutely do speed here, but I think if you're going 15 to 20 kilometers an hour over, you're likely to get a ticket. Whereas I think that's just kind of the flow of traffic in the States. How many interrupts so far this morning? I took over once because the car wanted to U-turn somewhere that it shouldn't have. Any issues with flashing green lights? No. Flashing green lights, even in version 13, have never been an issue, so I would assume they're not an issue here. How does it handle dynamic road changes like sudden construction detours? Handles it really well. I guess not a pothole. There's last night we were in Surrey Central. They have like a bunch of stuff closed because they were doing road construction, and it's hard. Like we came up, we should go. This is awkward. The road was closed and the car like navigated around it and did a good job, but it also got itself in a couple infinite loops where it kept just coming back to the same part of the road that was closed. So it does a much better job in that it sees that something is closed, like if a gate is closing a road or whatever, and will it go past it. But beyond that, it still can like come back and get itself stuck, which is unfortunate to see. You basically need to ride the back of the car to not constantly get cut off. Yeah, that is unfortunate. I don't like driving like that. I like to give like lots of space. So yeah, look, that's how FSD version 14 handles chargers. That's very impressive. Like we pulled in, the coming in was a little bit like janky, but like it found the first available charger and backed us in. So that was perfect. Okay, so I'm going to. Where is this school? There's a bunch. Okay. So it looks like there's a school here. So I'm going to just try and put us like here. I'm not certain, but I'm hoping we're going to pass um, schools along the way. So for anyone that's just joining, this is the new full self-driving version 14.1. Big difference is now instead of press and hold to start FSD, you literally just tap it and it happens instantly. So look, press, and then it just goes. We're waiting because there's a person there, but it like starts instantly, whereas like the old FSD definitely didn't. A huge improvement is supposed to be parking lots, and I would say it's better, but like just there, it hesitated. So I do think there's still some like hesitancy in parking lots. Do I think this is the same as Robotaxi or behind? I don't know because I haven't actually flown down to test Robotaxi yet. I keep meaning to. Um, I would guess that this is the same. Well, I would guess this is at least the same as Robotaxi when it first launched. I would think that perhaps Robotaxi is on 14.2. Like, but this feels very Robotaxi ready. But it's different. I would say also though it's totally different because I don't think from all the accounts that I saw that go for Robotaxi rides, we should go right now. We should go right now. We're waiting. For all the people that I saw take Robotaxi rides, I didn't see anybody talk about like the harsh kind of like phantom braking randomly. And that's definitely happening in this version. So this is a different version than what Robotaxi has. How is it handled no right on reds? I have yet to come up to one. We've come up to a bunch of red lights and it's turned right on them. I'll have to find a no right on red and see how it does. This all feels really smooth and really good though. Oh, wow, nice job. The car slowed down before I even saw this car. Like I thought we were just doing a random break, but it was because that person was pulling out. So that was a really good job. That was incredible. Well done, Tesla. Is this available for hardware for 2024 Model Y with no front bumper camera? I mean, I'm in a hardware for Model 3 with no front bumper camera, so I would say yes, absolutely. I would assume that this is available for any hardware 4 car or will be. And this is a roundabout. You can see how the car handles it. Does a good job. Signaled in and signaled out. Maybe we should clean the cameras and calibrate again. Yeah, except to clean this camera is quite a process. And I was saying like I'm just gonna get Tesla to do it because I have to fix one other thing with my car. Yeah. I also think that camera calibration is a crutch that people think fixes things and it doesn't fix as much. Like all the other testers are experiencing similar issues to what I'm saying. So I don't think it's a camera calibration issue. I think it's just version 14.1. I wonder if sloth mode in the combination with max speed could get the desired behavior plus. Yeah, maybe. Like I basically want to go exactly the speed limit or just a little bit above all the time. And that's what I would hope sloth mode would do. If a car is signaling to go right, will it know that it can make a left? It really depends. I don't think the car actually takes the cues of a signal to be 100% confident when it goes to make a turn. This is a school zone, but it's max 50, so it doesn't really work. Like, I think the car maybe sees the signal, but I think the car waits until it's like the car is clearly slowing down and starting a turn before pulling out. Because honestly, that's the safer thing. Because some person could just be an idiot and driving around with the right and signal on, and it's actually that person is a driver not paying Model Y. Nice. That would be dangerous. So I think it's good that it doesn't. Are you doing the front bumper camera retrofit if it becomes available? Might be expensive. Yeah, I will do the front bumper camera retrofit basically no matter what it costs. I would spend probably at least $2,000, even more, especially if the front bumper retrofit unlocked new capabilities. Okay, this is good. We're coming up to a school zone. So I'm actually going to leave it in standard because Sloth, I know, will handle a school zone properly. Sloth will go 30 and it's going to read that it's 30. So I'm in standard. We're coming up to a school zone. You can see that it knows it's 30. Let's see what the car does. Yeah, we're speeding. 35, 36, 37, 38. So way too fast. So I'm putting it back in sloth mode. That's disappointing. Like, technically, you're able to handle school zones by going in sloth mode. But like I said, that takes me interacting with the car and always having to pay attention because now that we're out of the school zone, I want to go faster than 30. And that's not going to happen on sloth mode. So now I need to scroll it back up to standard. And just that kind of like hands on driving is it's annoying. I mean, I'm complaining when the car is doing 99% of my driving, but these are the little pain points that I'm hoping version 14 was going to clean up. I'll report that. Yeah, sorry. Reported. Okay, we are taking unprotected left here across 4 lanes. It's quite quiet, so it's this car, and I think we can go. Okay, there's 2 more cars coming. Whoa. Oh, crazy. Okay, that's the first time I've ever had that. The car pulled up for visibility, and in doing so, it put us like into traffic, and so it threw on reverse and backed up. So that's really cool, and we should not go. I'll say when I would go. Nope. Oh, video quality is around 240p. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. I hope I'm just in a bad spot, and I hope it gets better. Okay, after this white van, we should turn left. And the car, you can tell, is already getting ready to do that. Nice. Okay, so, and I have the profile set to park at curbside. So we should get to the destination, like this, I don't know what this place is, and park on the curb and see what happens here. Could you try max speed offset in settings and see what happens? Okay. Yeah. Once we park here, I'll do that. I'll put it. I'll put max speed offset by 10, and I'll put it in sloth mode. Does the new reverse visualization avoid curbs or bags? Yeah. Did I actively check for the update? I went to bed and I happened to wake up at like 12:30 in the morning, and I saw that it was available. So I've been checking it kind of all day, but I did go to bed thinking I was just going to sleep through the night, and I happened to wake up. Sorry about the reception, guys. I hope it fixes it. Okay, so we're going to this snack place. So, and I put curbside. So it should just park up here. What it shouldn't do is park in front of the bus stop. So we parked where we shouldn't, which is too bad. Let me get like out of this area. Okay, so we're going to a golf course, and I have it set to park in the parking lot. So we should pull into the golf course. Oh, we slammed on the brakes there. Holy. That's that phantom braking. No, I don't know what to call it phantom braking. That's that like harsh braking that version 14 has been doing it. Okay, this is interesting. This guy is out of his car. Oh, there's geese. Okay. We shouldn't go around this person. We should wait. Yeah, okay, good. No, 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 no. In Canada, we have these, it's our like national bird for some reason. They're very annoying. They're these Canada geese. Um, they're a nuisance and they hang out on the roads all the time. Never had phantom braking on Juniper. In version 13, I never had phantom braking in my car either. It's definitely a version 14 artifact, and it's happening for people with both the Model Y and the Model 3. Are you using mobile hotspot or Starlink for the live stream? I'm just using my phone, so I'm very like dependent on the carrier network and how it's doing. I think we're kind of in a bad spot, so I apologize. I'm trying to get like out of that. Hopefully, is the video quality still bad or is it getting better? It's a 5-way stop. Wow, it's good. Okay, nice. Right now it's 1080p. Okay, awesome. If anybody in the lower mainland near-ish Coquitlam knows of a specific pothole that I could like try and avoid, let me know and I'll definitely go. I wonder if Tesla starts offering bumper camera retrofits themselves. Uh, I think given that they're already offering the stock retrofits in Europe, I think the front bumper camera will be offered. The issue is going to be there's a difference between some of the hardware for boards. So mine is an earlier one, and I don't think it's populated for another camera spot. So they'd have to entirely replace the board, and it'd be a lot of work. And I think that some of the newer hardware floor boards do have a front bumper camera, like an empty slot. So like the retrofit would be easier. I don't know. I think my personal opinion is that if you own FSD, it should be free or cheap to get the retrofit. Like definitely like they're subsidizing the cost. And for someone like me who's month to month paying for FSD, I think that there should be an option where I can commit to like a 12-month plan. And if I pay for a year, then the cost of the front bumper camera will be again like subsidized or reduced. So let's say it's $2,500. Oh, you pay for a year of FSD, it's going to be $1,800, whatever the numbers are. If you don't know where to find a pothole, you don't live in a difficult place to drive. Yeah, I mean, in Vancouver, in British Columbia, we don't have a ton of potholes, to be honest. We just don't have the weather that creates potholes. We don't have a lot of like the snow and rain, and well, we do have rain, but we don't have the freezing that would cause it. Why would they offer front bumper retrofit when they get people to buy a new car? Because I think they care less about selling the car and more about the subscription of full self-driving would be my like guess. We're turning red on red, by the way, and we're doing a good job. Nice job. Like we turned into a lane with another car beside us, which is a very like confident move by the car. It was the right thing to do, but I've definitely seen FSD not do that. What city are you in? They typically post potholes online. I'm in Coquitlam right now, driving towards Port Moody, I think. So in summary, great for brake stabbing and speed control. Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, it sounds really bad. But yes, like I think this model is more. There are a few like nuanced problems along the way, and yeah, the Phantom, the brake stabbing, like the like hard braking versus like close and open the app. Let me know if that fixes it. Working? Okay, perfect. You guys missed that. We went through construction and the car like slammed on the brakes in a very like random, weird way. There was a person, like the flagger was from me to the lights, and there's just like a guy working like where that Honda Odyssey is. Um, and he was standing on the side of the road very clearly with no intent to come onto the road, and the car like slammed on the brakes, and then he looked at me being like, what the hell are you doing? So I had to press the pedal and go past. So that was not great. We're turning left in 300 meters. The car is doing a good job getting over nice and early. I'm going to Costco parking lot, so it'll be quite busy. So I have it going parking lot, and it'll park somewhere that it finds. Yeah, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I don't want to seem like I'm gatekeeping. I don't think 14.1 should go wide. I think it's really good, but I think it has some pretty like major issues that, in my opinion, make it unfit for a wide release. We're going to Costco. So Costco will have like a very busy parking lot, and we'll hopefully get to see how the car interacts with parking when we get there. And hopefully it's a full parking lot, because I want to see the car like drive down multiple like lanes and wait to find a parking spot. Devin, did you even get sleep this morning? I got a couple hours of sleep, maybe two and a half. People say 14 can read signs. If you can you try getting in and out of the Brentwood supercharger? I don't think version 14 can read signs. I've yet to see anything that makes me think that the car is reading and understanding signs. What is it that is at Brentwood? Like what does the sign say? I'm also hoping to like find interactions, because the car now can apparently pull over for emergency vehicles and fire trucks, ambulances, police. I would love for that interaction to happen, and see how the car handles it. I think Costco sells Starlink minis. Should I pop in and buy a Starlink? You guys think? Superchargers underground in version 13 can't get out of the lot. It just loops around. Oh, aren't you tired? 2 hours is not very much. Yeah, it's not much sleep. I'm not tired now. I'm sure I will be soon. This is my local Costco. Good luck in there. This Costco, I did smart summon in here when it actually first came out. This place is a nightmare and it scares me. But we'll see how FSD does. We need semi-drafting mode for the highway to help for efficiency. I would pay to not have the car ever do that. Okay, so we're now in parking spot hunt mode. The car, I hope, is just going to kind of do like loops. This is a really small Costco parking lot too. Like this parking lot is terrible. So we'll see what happens. As for like confidence, okay, so I can see that there's a spot there. I don't know if the car can see that. Oh, there's a spot right here. So I should just take this. Nice job. So that was the first available spot. It's interesting. I wonder if it has like logic of like busy parking lots because in a different parking lot we've gone to, I feel like it's gone to go to the front first and then like worked backwards from there to find a parking spot. But here, I think can see that it's busy and it's like, yeah, I'll just take whatever I can find. So yeah, that was perfect. We rolled into Costco. The car parked at the first spot that it could find. So really good job there. Um, I hate this Costco parking lot. Nicely done. Yeah, this was very impressive. Um, where else could we go to test some things? Mm, sentient fuel. I mean, that felt very impressive. The thing I was thinking, so I'm gonna go. Let's go to this cafe. So here you go. We're booking an Uber. We're gonna go to the cafe, and because it's an Uber, or sorry, a robotaxi, it you can change right here. It's gonna drop us off at the curb. So I have curbside drop off for this place selected. So let's see what it does. We're already off to a bad start because that's the way out. We'll see what happens. We get more Costco parking lot as a result of this. Parking on the FSD stack seems very good. Yeah, last night I feel like I didn't notice it, but FSD parking is definitely better than auto park, like when you select a spot and choose it. This is a big pothole. It should avoid it. It drove through it. Okay, good. It did what I would want. What's up with the double reverse every time? Cannot nail first try. Yeah, I kind of mentioned that last night, but I feel like most times it's doing like two moves to get into spots. It's quick and confident about it, but it's not staging itself to pull into a spot in one go, which is a little sad. It'd be nice to find out if they fix the problem where car gets tricked by tire marks on the street. Yeah, so there's a bunch of that by my house, like lines on the road where patched it. And last night the car did really good, not getting tricked by that. I'll have to test again. We're braking randomly. I'll test again today and see. Okay, we should go. We should have the confidence and go. Oh no. Okay. I don't know if you could see, but that wheel movement is what I would say is like an interesting new like thing that I've noticed in version 14 is a lot more of that like kind of like jerky, indecisive wheel movement. Is it bad service again? Okay, I gotta get out of here. Is the service bad again? Like, is the video quality breaking up? Looks great. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Hey, Blake, how's it going? Increased attention required. Keep your eyes on the road. That's a new message. That's like I've only ever seen in this version. Chuck was speculating that it was the car basically acknowledging that we're in a trickier situation. And that's when, previous to this, in a world where full self-driving unsupervised existed, you could have your eyes off the road and be like doing things. And then if you got into situations that seemed like a little more complex, the car would be like, hey, time for you to look at the road because like there's a little bit more going on than like I'm comfortable handling. So that new alert feels like it's the start of possibly full self-driving unsupervised like being introduced. For comfort level, do you find version 14 in daytime driving feels more comfortable compared to last night's? Similar, and I mean that in a good way. Like, I think that FSD handles itself really well at night, and it's handling itself well in the day. Like the quirks that we had last night with like the harsh braking are still happening in the daytime. So other than that, the car is doing good. But the issues that we had last night still exist now. So very similar. But that's not to say one is bad. It just kind of shows you that like FSD works all the time. Is that Burnaby? Yeah, Burnaby right now. Leaving Burnaby, heading towards BCIT, the school. And I have it set so we're going to get to the school and we're going to go park at a parking lot. For anybody that knows the area near Burnaby, is there anywhere that you can recommend that I go to test like a parking garage, like a multi-level parking garage? By the way, I found a pothole map, but it was outdated. They don't release current. Oh, thank you very much for looking, Tim. Sean, how many takeovers have you had today? I had one takeover because the car was trying to do a U-turn and they're not legal here. And we're hesitating getting into the left lane. Okay, there we go. And I think, was that it? Did they increase the top speed? I don't know. I never try and go anywhere close to the top speed. So to me, going anything over like 120 kilometers, I will say they changed it. So, oh yeah, I was going to check that. So now with the speed profiles, you don't have any access to change how fast the car goes. So in standard, we're speeding by 14. If I put it in chill, we're still going to continue to speed by quite a bit. Someone recommended this. So I'm going to go to autopilot and I'm going to go offset and I'm going to go plus 9 kilometers an hour. And I'm going to put it in sloth mode, which sloth mode, the car will only go the speed limit. And with that offset, it still doesn't change anything. So offset doesn't fix the problem of the car going exactly the speed limit in sloth mode. Not that that's a problem. That's how it's supposed to be, but it doesn't change anything. But yeah, this is the problem in Canada, at least with sloth mode. Everybody around us is passing us. Going the speed limit on the highway is not normal. Going up into chill mode, if the car starts to try and speed by more than 10 or 15 kilometers an hour, I don't like that either. Crystal Mall? Oh no, I don't want to go there. Do you think you're the first person to get V14 in Canada? Yes. I think I'm the only person in Canada outside of Tesla with version 14. Brentwood Town Center Parkade. Okay, I'm going to go to BCIT and then I'll go to Brentwood Town Center after this. This feels really smooth. I mean, highway driving has always been good with FSD. There's a Cybertruck pulling up beside us. So nothing really different here other than it just feels incredibly good. Foundation Series Cybertruck. It's crazy in BC. So like that's a Model Y, that's a Cybertruck. There's a Model 3 up there. There's like 2 Teslas behind me. We have so many Teslas here in Canada. Will the driving profile be different in 2025 Model 3? No, the driving profiles will be the same in all the cars right now. There's 4. Sloth, standard, chill, and hurry. Do you notice much of a difference? So sloth will go exactly the speed limit. and not 1 kilometer an hour over it. Beyond that, chill, standard, and hurry. Chill feels more like standard used to. I don't really know what standard does, and hurry is fast. So I definitely notice hurry because it's quick and darts around. I can't quite tell the difference between chill and standard yet. This is really good. We're 1.3 kilometers away, and a car put itself into this lane because we're exiting. So really nice job here. Do you miss the speed control, or do you think you'll get to a point where it doesn't matter? As long as the car knows the speed limits all the time and doesn't like misread speed signs or make mistakes, I don't care that the car is making all the decisions for the speed. I don't want to have to scroll the wheel and change the speed all the time. Like that becomes annoying. But I also don't want the car to speed by like 20 kilometers an hour and me have no way to take control of that. That's my only like issue with it. I want aggressive, but only at a 15% limit increase. Yeah, I mean, I agree. My ideal like driving profile would be Hurry's assertiveness and decision making with a 15% speed cap. Like, I don't need to speed a lot, but I'm happy to like move around through traffic while doing so. Changing lanes from HOV to First Ave scares me. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the few times that I've driven manually on the highway, it's crazy how much more comfortable I am with FSD doing all the lane changing than me doing it manually. Cause like when you're trying to get 4 lanes over and traffic is ripping around, it does feel uncomfortable. But FSD just is very confident and smooth as it puts itself between all the lanes. It's cool. Why do people drive in light mode? I prefer dark mode much better than on the eyes. Uh, I thought I usually use dark mode. I thought light mode would just look better for the stream. I mean, let me know. We went forward and then we phantom braked and we're waiting back here. We're waiting. We should be way further forward. Okay, there we go. That was weird. So that's dark mode. I just think that that's probably doesn't get picked up as well on the cameras, and that's why I leave it in light mode. But you guys let me know what you want. I prefer it in light mode. Yeah, light mode's better. This all feels really good navigating through the lanes. The like harsh braking, the times that I'm noticing it the most is when the car is trying to like start to merge into traffic. So just back there, we were at a yield sign and we needed to creep up to like see if the lane was empty and then go. And the car was like really hesitant to do it and then move forward and like did that very analog, like on hard brake, which is a new behavior and it's not good. Go to Chevron and pretend to fill gas. No, sorry. Okay, so we're pulling into BCIT and I have it set to park in the parking lot. So right now the car should find a parking lot and park. And we'll see what happens. I haven't been to BCIT in a long time and I honestly don't know. Okay, public parking to the left. I can read that sign and see that, so I'm really curious to see what the car does. So we should go left and not right. But we're going right. There's somebody stopped here. I wonder if we're gonna go around them because it recognizes that this person's like getting out of the car. Or we're gonna wait. So you guys probably don't have an angle on it, but like this guy just stopped in the middle of the road letting his friend out. Okay, good job. The car just waited. Every hard brake I've seen has been when the driver was doing something on the screen. Maybe it's harsh braking, but I don't think, I think back there I was paying attention. I don't know. Trees are looking pretty up there. Yeah, it's fall time for sure. Like everything's turning into this like really cool orange. Okay, so this guy is parked, and now we should go. I'm gonna put it in hurry because I'm curious how it's gonna like handle the parking lot in hurry and how much that affects its behavior. You were switching to dark mode when it did the hard brake. Okay, I'll pay close attention to that and see if me messing around with the screen would affect that at all. I hope we don't go right. Oh boy. Okay, this is wrong. We are unfortunately getting right back onto the road. Whoa. Okay. So it made a right-hand turn that it shouldn't have and was putting itself out onto the road. And now we're very fortunate there's nobody behind us. It's reversing itself. It shouldn't go forward. It should keep reversing. Should keep reversing. Keep reversing. Okay. Interesting. So this is that like dynamical straight. This is that dynamic like situational handling that's really cool. And we just slammed on the brakes. I wasn't touching the screen there. So that was definitely just the car. The car like got itself into a situation. It saw that it went the wrong way. And so it put itself into reverse and fixed it. You could argue that like it should never have gone right there in the first place, but it's cool to see it get itself out of an issue. Do not enter. Do not enter except for service and emergency vehicles. Yeah. Okay. So just to show you guys, this is saying do not enter. It's clear as day. I know that we shouldn't be here. The routing put it here. The car did not read those signs, and it's like completely ignoring that. And we're coming to a full stop right here because it's reading that stop sign from over there. I mean, credit where credit's due. It's getting itself to exactly the pin location, but we're going to park in a spot that says no parking. This is more now map data showing itself because the car is relying on the pin to get itself to where it was told, and the pin is like in the middle of nowhere. Okay. So I don't know. Mission failed successfully. We are in a no parking spot in like a service area, but the car did get here. Speaking of fuel, how's your state of charge? Not great. It's 12%. I didn't charge last night because I was too tired. Okay. Where am I going? Brentwood Mall? Any idea what happens when you unsubscribe to FSD when... Oh, that's a good question. Use the Brentwood supercharger. Okay, I'll go to the mall and then I'll go to the supercharger. I just didn't want you guys to have to wait while it's charging. This guy hit the curb. Let's see if FSD can do better. He's like run into the curb. I watched you some this morning when it couldn't get out of the parking lot with all the roads closed. Yeah, I mean FSD really like struggled there. That was a crazy parking lot. Like 4 of the 5 exits were closed due to construction, and we just got stuck in like an infinite loop. Okay, kind of harsh braking there. Oh, Tim, it'll revert back to autopilot after the system reboots. Interesting. But it's weird. Why would it revert to autopilot? Like this is a very specifically a version 14 question. Like if I go to autopilot, I don't have the option for auto steer or traffic aware cruise control. So those like aren't even things that I can select. If I unsubscribe to FSD, why would that suddenly be available to me? And if it is, we're doing weird things right now. If it's there on the car, why can't I have it right now? I don't know why they've like graded out for us. Yeah, more sentient is an upcoming improvement. We can pull that up and look at the software release notes. So in the release notes, upcoming improvements, overall smoothness and sentience, whatever that means, and then parking spot selection and parking quality are the two noted improvements that are coming up. It seems the route logic is causing the turn jerkiness. Yeah, it seems like the route, like the map data and FSD are having like an almost like an internal conflict. Like FSD is like we should go this way, and the map's like no, we should go this way, and it's like that weird indecisiveness. Version 13 works great on the Cetus guy. I use it all the time. Yeah, I've driven to Squamish and Whistler multiple times, slammed on the brakes. Squamish and Whistler multiple times, and it's great. So just there, that like the car like slammed on the brakes, and I wasn't touching the screen. For the record, we should not go. So we're heading to Brentwood, which, oh, here. I'm going to select a park in a parking garage. So we're going to Brentwood, and it's going to try and find a parking garage, I think. We'll see what happens. I don't see the other content creators having so much trouble with indecisive steering wheel. Could be the Model 3 doesn't have a front bumper camera. I mean, yeah, that's definitely potentially part of it. If this model was trained with having a front bumper camera as like part of its vision, and then a subset of that got like given to us without it, I could see how it would struggle. Oh, the Brentwood supercharger is in the underground. I got you. Sorry. Temporary closure. It says it's closed. Is this the supercharger you're talking about? It says temporarily closed. Chuck didn't have the issue either, and he doesn't have a front bumper camera. I mean, okay, so after this, maybe I'm just going to navigate back to Tesla at home in Langley, and I'll end this stream when I get there because I'll get them to clean my camera. Would be the only thing I could say. I'll do that, and I'll do a camera calibration after. There is another supercharger near on low heat if the Brentwood is down. No, I don't really care about going to a supercharger. I think someone just wanted me to test it because it's in a parkade. I'm not going to charge now. I'll charge when I get back to Langley. I'm seeing so many other Tesla cars on the road with you. Yeah, in BC, we have like every fourth vehicle like is a Tesla. Like that's a Tesla, that's a Tesla, that's a Tesla. If you count them, it's crazy. There's a Tesla over there. Daily Tech, yeah, the battery's preconditioning. You can see it right here. It's interesting. It preconditions, but it's also saying I'm navigating to a closed supercharger. So it's like, yeah, we'll precondition for you, but you're not going to be able to charge. Teslas are the new Civics. I mean, here in BC, our cost of energy is so low. We pay, I think, God, what is it, like 7 cents a kilowatt? So it's disgustingly cheap to own and drive an electric vehicle. If you do any amount of driving, the cost for fuel versus the cost for energy, it's cheaper to buy a new Tesla and drive it than it is to own an old gas car. That's literally what happened to me. I drive a lot for work, and I was paying over $500 a month in fuel. And now I have, for that same cost per month, I have a brand new Tesla, and I spend like $30 a month in electricity. Will you get the front camera retrofit if it becomes available? Yeah, 100%. I I would be first in line if it's at all possible. I'd pay, like I was saying, at least $2,000 if that's what it costs to get it, especially if I knew that it made full self-driving better. Oh, fucking slammed on the brakes. Holy, okay, I have to press the pedal there. That for sure was because of that person on the side of the road, and there was a car behind us. This is why I don't think 14.1 should go wide. Like, I really have to be careful because if there was somebody behind us, we would have got rear-ended. Nobody would expect me to slam on the brakes there because why would I? When will 14.1 be available for all? I mean, I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I hope it doesn't go available for all. I think there's too many little issues with the braking. Even if it is because my cameras are a little bit dirty, there's nothing exceptionally wrong with my car. Like I just have a normal car. Oof. Um, like that's no excuse for the car to be driving like this. It didn't do it on 13.2.9. So why all of a sudden is it slamming on the brakes on version 14? This is good. There's lots of people and traffic around. We should go left after this. I guess we can wait for this car. Yeah, sure. That's not phantom braking. That's a surface traction test. Yeah, it's by design. It's definitely hesitant of humans, like more than it was before. Like that guy's by his car and it like stopped again when it didn't need to. Did I send feedback? I didn't. Sorry. I should have. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen here because I don't know where the supercharger is and I don't know why it's saying it's temporarily closed. Like, I wonder if it's because of construction or something. I'm going to say yes because I'm guessing it was like in one of these closed areas. Yeah, like this whole area is closed. So, okay, it parked. We're in the middle of the road and it just parked itself. Not great. Okay. Langley, Tesla. Okay. Okay, so I'm just navigating to Tesla now. And I will ask them to clean the cameras in case we think that that's what it is. But supercharger in on your left in the parkade. Oh, I see. It's down there. Okay. I'm gonna get to Tesla at 2%. So I'm actually just gonna go to Tesla straight away and they can charge, like I'll charge there or they can work on the car and then I can go home. But um yeah, because I don't want you guys to sit and watch me supercharge. I just want to get to Tesla. They can clean the cameras. I'll end the stream there and then I'll restart once I get the cameras cleaned. Middle of the road supercharger, nice. Yes, super convenient. Great spot. So strange my comment does not show up on your screen. I see that comment. Better charge before you get there. It'll delay your service by hours, if not add a day. Uh, really? Interesting. Okay, I'll do a supercharger nearby. Is auto park better on V14? I think auto park's the exact same. Like I think if you are manually driving and you hit a parking spot and hit auto park, that feels like it hasn't changed. But FSD parking in parking lots by itself feels better than auto park, if that makes sense. Boss level will be Richmond Costco. It did Costco here in Burnaby, and it did a great job. It like found us a parking spot right away, navigated, and parked. Okay, I'm gonna add a stop charging. Let's go to this one. Why? You should have charged it at Tesla charger and Langley bypass. It's only 19 cents. That's where I'm going, is to the bypass right now, the brand new ones on the north side of the road. Tesla sales will not charge or clean. They'll only charge if required for testing for the work they're doing. They'll use a level 2 charger. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I'll supercharge myself before I get there. As for the cleaning, I think they'll clean for me because I have this thing called a fast pass. Hopefully I have it. It's somewhere. And it basically just like gets me to the front of the line for service. For real, my long comment just vanished. I'll divide. This is just one reason. Ooh, sorry. Of many that shows why Tesla is nowhere near automated driving. You cannot trust it. Never, not any second. They're literally years away from any useful automated driving. I mean, that's an ignorant comment, to be honest. The Though maybe not. I mean, to play devil's advocate, sure, to side with you. Yeah, like fully autonomous driving, like Devin in the back seat of this car, it might be a couple years away. So maybe you're not that far off. But with that said, like don't say that to try and discredit what full self-driving is. Like it's not perfect, but it's still very, very good. There's nothing else in North America that's even close to this. Like Rivians and Fords with Blue Cruise, like those cars can change lanes and that's about it. Tesla and what they're doing with FSD is incredible. That was really cool. We were taking this exit and the car was going to go in the leftmost lane and it was super backed up. And at the last second, it kind of like made a move being like, no, I'm going to put myself in the right lane between the ones that are turning. As a result, we got through that light and that was a very human-like thing. No one's even close to FSD right now. That's very true, Daily Tech. Like people love to hate on FSD and it's like, show me something that's even close to it. Show me something that can do what's happening right now in this car in North America that's publicly available. It just doesn't exist. Not discrediting FSD. FSD is ADAS, nothing more, also known as SAE level 2. No one's saying that it isn't ADAS level 2. That said, like the ADAS like level systems 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are incredibly archaic because like to call this level 2 and to call Ford Blue Cruise level 2 it feels really disingenuous because someone's going to be like, oh well, Tesla's just as good as Ford, like they're both level 2 ADAS. They shouldn't even be in the same breath because what this is doing and what Blue Cruise does is worlds apart, but because the level ADAS level system is so arbitrary, it puts it into the same box, and I think that's dumb. So yeah, you can call it level 2, and technically you're right, but I'll still take this every single day of the week instead of Blue Cruise. Yeah, people who use the level systems are dumb. I agree. And then, yeah, people love to say that Mercedes has level 3 or 5, whatever, autonomy driving. Look it up. Mercedes, like hands-free level 5 autonomy, works on like 0.1% of the roads in North America under like extremely strict conditions. Like it has to be sunny, you have to have a lead vehicle, you can't go faster than X kilometers an hour, and it only works on these pre-mapped highways. Like it's like, yeah, they have a party trick and it works like 1% of the time. And because of that, they can say they're better than Tesla. Again, I would take this every single day of the week, because if I had a Mercedes that had the potential to be level 5, I couldn't use it here, but I can use this here. So I would rather have this. Who cares what it's called? FSD is awesome. Yes, FSD is awesome. Seattle quite a bit. I love it down there. It's a cool place. Yeah, speaking of being liable, you guys are just talking about that in the chat. That's going to be the really interesting, awkward future, is how Tesla handles liability. Even something like Banish in the future, if I get out of my car because the Tesla drops me off at the front of a Costco parking lot and I hit Banish and I put my phone in my pocket, I'm fully trusting that car to make the right decisions to go park itself. And in my mind, that liability should then fall on Tesla. Because why is it my liability if something happens? So it's going to be weird when the line start to blur and the car is doing a lot of things autonomously and the driver isn't expected to be like ready to take over. Because once that happens, it should be the car manufacturer's responsibility if anything does happen. For someone that's just asking about the nag is very similar. Like if I look away or do anything, the car gets mad at me the same as it did before. We are in chill, and as a result, we're just vibing out in the right-hand lane here. We're going under the speed limit. I'm not mad about it. For the sake of it, I'm going to put it in standard and see what happens. Immediately, we're signaling left and pulling over into this faster lane, kind of what I'd expect. So, yeah. And really good follow distance. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. 3-second follow distance is huge. Something I really want to see is that if this car in front of us gets into a situation where it slams on the brakes, I hope that the Tesla does so at the same time. Because FSD sometimes will let the gap close more than it should, and it feels very unsafe. I just want the car to react if the car in front of us is doing something. Where are we going now? We are going to the supercharger in Langley because I'm going to get my cameras cleaned at Tesla service. There's just been a few issues here and there, and a camera calibration and a full camera clean here would kind of like weed out if that is what's causing the problems. This, by the way, feels incredible. We're going 99. We're going just under 10 kilometers over the speed limit. We're in the fast lane. We got a great follow distance. This feels comfortable. This feels smooth. This feels really good. My hope is that as soon as we pass this truck, we signal over. We're not doing that. That's okay. What's your state of charge on arrival? 3%. Are there many changes in how V14 uses HOV? No, it's annoying. Like, so I'm going to signal to put the car into HOV lane. Oh, and it won't do it. Like, you saw that it kind of tried. I'll try again. It's going. I just have my hands. It doesn't use the HOV lane like I hoped it would. I was hoping the car knows that I want to use HOV lane, that it would keep itself there, and it's not. and the car speeds more than I'd hope. We're in standard and we're going 20 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. So I'm going to put it back into chill and hope that it brings it closer to that 10 kilometer an hour over the speed limit. If Tesla says FSD unsupervised comes out next year, but 20K, but if you buy it fully now, 11K, would you? Yeah, 100%. And that's what I was saying earlier, that like every person that has purchased full self-driving right now, if they get full self-driving unsupervised, when it comes out for the same price, it's a huge bargain because there is no way on earth that full self-driving unsupervised is going to cost $99 a month. It's going to cost way more. And there's no way they'll sell that piece of software for only $11,000. Like, again, for it to be unsupervised, Tesla has to take responsibility. And they're not going to take responsibility for the car for $99 a month. Plus all of the like benefit you get out of going unsupervised, people will pay more than $100 a month to have like their freedom back on the road. How's it doing avoiding potholes? I apparently live in a land of no potholes. We have yet to run into a pothole. So it's avoided other things on the road though. Like there was bags, and like last night there was like a raccoon and like a bunny, and it does it definitely is more aware of things on the road and goes around them. Did they improve Smart Summon? No, I don't think so. Can you test to see if it'll stay in HOV lane? No, see, it got out. It doesn't understand HOV lanes. You mentioned that FSD version 14 isn't perfect. Then how is it possible for a robotaxi to succeed without any accidents? How long do you think until FSD becomes truly perfect? I think robotaxi works because they've got it in a bubble in Austin, and they've done, it's arguable. I don't know if they've done HD mapping in the whole of Austin or what, but I don't know. Also, like, nothing that's happened today or yesterday would cause an issue. So technically, nothing, if I was in a robotaxi and this drive had happened, nothing would have gotten reported as a problem. It's all like comfort things, right? Like it's the harsh braking and getting confused about where it's going. I don't know. I think unlocking the world to be robotaxi available with a piece of software is incredibly difficult. And the fact that Tesla is even close to doing it is mind blowing. And I don't think people really give them enough credit for that and enough grace for when it's not perfect. Will this FSD replace basic autopilot? I don't know, because right now, if you go to autopilot options, auto steer is unavailable as an option. So like your only option is FSD. My guess is they're going to bring back auto steer in the future. I don't know. I don't know what is happening here. I don't know what they're going to do. Right now, the only thing I can do is use FSD. And when and if they bring it back, I don't know if it will be changed or what, but it did phantom break there. FSD will be a game changer for people with mobility and fear of driving. Absolutely. 100%. I'm disappointed in that. I liked autopilot. New Model 3 and new Model Y standard models announced, it seems. Oh, really, Jesper? Is it anything? What are the costs? Anything interesting? Will never be perfect. The main thing is that it's safer than human drivers. Yeah, I fully agree. Like, people can't expect perfection out of autonomy. Like, the reality is every single day that I drive, I see multiple accidents. Humans are terrible, inattentive, horrible, selfish, greedy, reckless drivers. It really doesn't take much to be better than your average driver. And I think FSD is close to, if not already better than your average driver. Model Y rear-wheel drive standard 39.9. Model Y performance Model 3 standard 36,990. I'm so shocked they didn't just try and get it 34,990 to be under 35. That's cool. What does everyone think of the new car? I personally think that I would always, yeah, price is a little higher than I expect. I personally would always spend the like five or six or $8,000 more, whatever it is. I don't know, between like the base model to just get the creature comforts of the better thing. But if someone can't, if this now allows people to afford a Tesla that previously couldn't, I think that's huge, because I think more people in Teslas is better, and then they'll get exposed to full self-driving. And I think honestly, once that happens, like, then you're starting to drink the Kool-Aid, because I didn't realize how good these cars were while I owned one, and no amount of like influencers posting videos online would have like changed my opinion of them until I owned one and drove in one every single day, and I think they're incredible. 14 baby. Any disengagements yet? Yeah, one for the car trying to do a U-turn, and I think that's it. Humans are actually very good at driving. People tend to forget that huge amounts of distance are driven every day. Sure. In Canada, you're stuck with the Model Y for 64,990. We have more options. Yeah, Canada is definitely getting shafted. Like, we have way fewer options right now for which cars are available to us. I mean, I'm very fortunate that I don't need to buy a car right now because we have this one. But it is strange to see how few of the trim levels we're getting here. Glass roof on the 3, not the Y. Yeah. Do I think version 14 will attract a lot of new customers? I don't know. I don't know what Tesla has to do to convince people, because I meant to make a post about this on X the other day. Like, last weekend, we had a couple friends over and we drove to Comedy. We took the car in version 13, and the car drove us all the way to the Comedy show with the press of a button. And when we got there, then I had to disable and hit the button to auto park. And when it auto parked, my friend was like, she was blown away. She's like, "Whoa, the car's parking itself? That's so cool." And I was like, "Yeah, it's parking itself, but like, it also drove itself here. Like, don't you think that's cool?" And she's like, "Yeah, I guess, whatever." So even people that are like exposed to FSD, I think, don't really understand how good it is. And I don't know how you change somebody's perception on it. I think if you buy a Tesla, you should get like 6 months of full self-driving for free, and almost like some way to incentivize people to like turn it on and use it, whether that be like a price break on your insurance or something. But it is truly something that you need to experience to appreciate. And then once you have it, you realize that like living without it feels impossible. Like, I could never own a car that doesn't drive itself now. Driving manually seems insane to me. Tomato juice, did they remove speed offset? Yes, they did. So under autopilot, there is no speed offset. The only thing I can do is change the speed profiles. And if I scroll this wheel, it just changes the speed profiles. So you can see like what used to be the thing to change the speed. If I click that up, I'm now in standard mode instead of chill. Model Y in the USA. That's cool for you guys in the States. They have more options now. Congrats. Is there any, the thing that I find interesting about your off chill now, it's doing 107 on its own without you setting the max. Yeah. So I'm in standard, and now we're going 15 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. And that's me not, there is no speed offset that I've told. The only thing I've told the car is to drive standard, and we're speeding by 15. So if I scroll it back to chill, it might slow down. The thing that you can do if you don't want to speed at all is if I go one more down to sloth, it's going to go exactly 100. So you can see the brakes are on, we're slowing right down, and now we're going exactly 100. So in sloth mode, which is this new fourth profile, um, it goes the speed limit and never 1 kilometer an hour over it, which is good, I guess, in some scenarios, but in a you won't fit in on the road if you're going the speed limit exactly. I agree 1,000% with free FSD incentives from purchase or offered for those who own a Tesla but don't have it, never use it. I mean, occasionally they'll do like 1 month trials. I assume when the wide release of version 14, whether that's 14.2 or 3 goes out, they'll probably like send out a month of FSD to everybody that's eligible. Um, but I don't think a month is enough because like you need like several months of FSD and turning it on and being like, oh, that was actually really nice. And then you can forget about it for a week and then you turn it back on. You're like, oh, yeah, okay, this is really good. And also, it allows time because full self driving, as great as it is, isn't perfect. Somebody that doesn't use FSD every day and they turn it on and the car makes a little mistake, they're probably, I would be so curious what the metrics are, but like somebody that isn't comfortable with autonomy that tries it out and autonomy makes a mistake and the car does something silly, I would bet that human is never going to hit the FSD button again for the rest of their life unless there's some strong reason otherwise. Like they're going to be like, I'll just do it myself. You get free supercharging, FSD, premium data. Oh. I did a post on Reddit why people don't use FSD. I had 900 comments, and mostly because the people said they love driving. I hear that all the time too. Even my wife, like, we have the car, we have FSD. She hears about full self driving a lot from me, more than she would like to, I'm sure. And she still drives manually, I'd say at least half the time, maybe even more. Um, I don't know. I do think some people, it is just a habit that you're not going to be able to kick. So that said, like she's gotten more used to the idea, like after the gym, she'll be tired and she'll hit FSD and she'll come home and she's like, it's really nice that the car just drove me. Like, and I think the more times that happens, and that's why I'm saying you need longer, like 3+ months of free FSD, the more times you use it and you're like, oh, that was actually really sweet. Like people think they love driving. Driving sucks, especially when driving is this. Like, how is this exhilarating? You're driving 40 kilometers an hour in traffic. This isn't exciting. This isn't fun. I'm gonna put it. It's in chill. I'm gonna put it in hurry just to see how it does hurry on these like surface roads. Around here, you're expected to pretty much do 10% over the limit to keep up the traffic. Yeah, that's exactly what I would say too. Like 10%, 10 to 15% was a speed offset that I usually set in the car because that's roughly what I would do. Though I less line it up to a percentage and more to an amount. So I would say 10 kilometers an hour is what I would always expect to do and want the car to do. Oh my gosh, have you slept? Yeah, I slept for like 2.5 hours. They used to offer 3 months of free FSD on the 3 and the Y last year. I met so many new owners at Superchargers who loved it enough to subscribe. Yeah, I haven't seen any like, but like it's been 309 days since a big FSD update, so I can kind of see why they've waited to give new rollouts of the trials because like nothing's changed. So they're probably waiting for version 14. And I would have to assume they're going to do some big push on FSD once version 14 gets smoothed up. People are scared of new technology, and the same people believe that EVs have no good range. Yeah, it's true. Before, even me, like I'm super into technology, and I was really interested in electric vehicles. We almost didn't buy an EV because of like range anxiety. Now that I own an EV, I realize that's like couldn't be further from the truth. I realize that's kind of sounds funny as I'm navigating to a supercharger, but like 99% of the time, I never have to worry about charging. Just last night, because I drove all night, I didn't get a charge. But usually I wake up with a full battery and I have about 450, almost 500 kilometers of range, which nobody's driving 500 kilometers every day. That's insane. Your average person, there's no way they drive anywhere close to that. Some people refuse to accept technology. They go home to their rotary phone. That's funny. Like, feel like I'm living in the past with my Rivian's self-driving technology. Yeah, I am really surprised that RJ has said that he thinks they'll have something that competes with FSD, I think as early as like next year, unless they unleash some huge update that just blows me away. I don't think Rivian is even close to what Blue Cruise is capable of, but I'd love to be proven wrong. I mean, more autonomous vehicles on the road is going to be a better, safer thing. Yellen said FSD 10x better in parameters. Do you actually feel the difference? Mm, no, I don't know. What does that mean? That's kind of like, I don't think FSD version 14 is 10 times better than version 13. But that's because of the like little quirks that are sticking out like a sore thumb to me. Like all of this driving feels incredibly smooth, but version 13 would also do this really well. But this version has issues that version 13 doesn't have, like with the harsh braking randomly, and it's really timid around humans on the road. And that to me is a problem. What are the biggest things you think will keep 14.1 from going wide? Harsh braking. Like, like right now, look. Oh, okay, I have to hit the. Holy. We slammed on the brakes there, and there's somebody right behind us. That is why I don't think 14.1 will go wide, because I think that's really dangerous. Like, I think we're about to come to a full stop. I had to touch the accelerator. So, Nick, I hope you saw and heard that, but that's literally exactly why I don't think 14.1 should go wide. The car randomly throwing on the brakes in the middle of the road and at intersections is incredibly unsafe, especially if you're getting tailgated. Someone's going to get rear-ended on version 14 if it goes wide with the way it is right now. Yeah, no, Blake, your Gen 1 is a relic of the past. Just put that thing in a museum. I'm sorry. That's just the anti-rotor rust feature. Yeah, any rust that were on my brake calipers are long gone after the last day and a half of testing version 14. I've used the brakes more, I would argue, in the last 24 hours than I have in the last year of driving this car. UK here, jealous of you all who get to experience the FSD goodness. Here's to hoping Tesla gets it offered over here soon. Keep up the great content. It's appreciated. Thank you very much, Jerry. I also hope you guys get FSD over there soon. I don't see any reason why basically everywhere in the like first world can't have full self-driving. It seems incredibly restrictive that regulators have like stopped it in places like Europe and the UK. Like, I don't know. To me, like, are you going to ban cruise control? Like, it's up to the driver to use it responsibly. They shouldn't be the ones telling people they can't use it. Like, yeah, you can use FSD, but like, use it responsibly. That's the big thing. I don't know. Sorry, Blake. So we are navigating to a charger right now. I'm surprised actually that usually when I've navigated to a charger, it says at destination parking lot. Every other time, I'm gonna end the trip. Go. Usually when I'm navigating to a charger, it's, oh God, don't do that. Why is it trying to turn left here? Okay, hold on. Um, oh yeah, okay, here we go. So at destination, I don't know why I wasn't doing it before, but it understands that it's the charger. So when we get there, it'll back in at a charger for us, which is really cool without having to touch anything. Okay, nice job here. Yellow light. I maybe would have gone through it, but I'm also not mad that it stopped because running reds and stale yellows is quite unsafe. So nice job. Since we can tell it to park in a spot, how nice would it be to set preference of nose or back in? I mean, Nick, that's actually a really good. That makes me think, like you saying that makes me think that that's what this means. So under the release notes, um, it says upcoming improvements, parking spot selection and parking quality. I wonder in that parking spot selection if you'll also get to define nose in or back in. Like, yeah, maybe by default you'll have like a preference of like always nose in, always back in when that all gets like implemented. Model 3 Premium now comes with power folding rear seats, front bumper camera back on as well. Oh, really? That's cool. That's in the US. So now Model 3s in the US have the front bumper camera. Is Model 3 Premium? I'll look at it when we park. So that's not performance. Like there's Model 3 like base, premium, and performance. Is that how the tiers work? Like is this car, which is a Model 3 rear wheel drive, would this be considered a premium? Hmm. Well, I'm very sad with my car now. Blake, you and I should buy new cars because ours are outdated. Yes, standard rear wheel drive, premium rear wheel drive, premium all wheel drive, performance all wheel drive are the four. Oh, crazy. Okay, so it goes from standard straight to premium. You have premium. And no price bump in premium with them adding the folding seats. That's really good. Okay, so let's see how the car does navigating through a parking lot on version 14. Parking lots have overall felt a lot better, other than the fact that like we come to full stop at like places like this, which isn't very human like, but it's legal, so I get it. But I guarantee if you sat here for an hour, there's not one other human being that like that truck just rolled through it. Nobody stops at things like that. So 1B and 1D are out of order. So this is 1B and that's 1D. I'm curious if the car knows to not put us there. So 1B and 1D are, we braked, are unavailable. What are we parked at? 1D. Okay. So we are parked at the out of order stall. So this doesn't talk to full self driving, unfortunately. I was curious how that was going to handle itself, but like I now need to move to a different spot because the stall we were at was wrong. out of order, but at least it didn't double reverse. Yeah. And yeah, great edge case. I'll definitely mark that and send this video to Tesla. Cool. Okay. Well, I'm going to charge here and then I'm going to go to Tesla to get my camera clean. So thank you guys very much for watching the live stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was entertaining. And I will see you guys on the next one. Ciao. Bye.